And hello and hello and welcome. Happy hump day to all you happy happening humps out there. It is me, it is Danny Deals drawing my way through life with my crayons. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy being a very simple man, just wanting some profits and just sitting around forever on these stocks while they languish. At least it's not a big green day today. Nasdaq is falling kind of late in the day, guys. I've been in a very dry meeting, so I needed some turd time, needed some turd to turd contact. But it is un poco Moss. Going to try to give you just a little bit more in a compressed time frame because I have a very busy day at work. Um, just a lot going on. But SoFi, I mean, what is it again? It's a covered call, seller's dream again today, just holding just above that $7 level, 703 to 714 on the day. Did sort of a hump, sold off in the first couple minutes, and it's just been doing these jagged peaks while it forms a little bit of a mountain. Can't even really call this an interday pump and dump. It's just a hump and nothing. But today, being a Wednesday, what is it? May 22nd, Topper time check. Topper time check, 11:01 a.m. out here in a beautiful sunny Los Angeles, making it about 2 p.m. out in NYC. Hope it's a great day wherever you are. Would like to thank my production team, Not a Lurker, J Money, Alberto Bertie Aviles on the wrench, on the moderation. What's going on, guys? Welcome and hello. Hope everyone is having an absolutely wonderful day. Matt Flo is here. Welcome. Joel Madsen is here. Welcome. Um, Parker Ivy is here. I think he has some gummy bears in his pocket for Mr. Rooney. Rooney, get in here. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Whichever color fits my nose. Luke having some fun with us today. Parker Ivy is here. Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. Having that itch. Let me scratch that itch for you, Parker. Of course, Not a Lurker, our part of our all-star team is here. The designated hitter, Not a Lurker. Grit and Grunt is here. Love the thumbnail for one of my favorite movies. Yeah, it's Noto by Noto West. We're doing a remake. It's going to be very, very exciting. I'm also producing a docudrama miniseries. I am starring in it. It's called As the World Turds. It's about my stock portfolio, just languishing while all you turds make money on Nvidia and Palantir and Robinhood. I saw Tanner did another good video on Robinhood. Short term, even medium term, I think it's a really good company. I think they're going to see excellent growth. Crypto is obviously just getting more and more popular since Bitcoin and the rest of them are up. I'm not invested in Robinhood. I love New right now. There are some other fintechs, if you could even call it that. I would invest in PayPal. I would, I just ran up Chase and B of A, and some nice 30% gains here recently. Got out of those, but I'm just making a video to sort of explain why I think Noto is completely on script, why he's not being chased, why he's not harried, why he's not worried, why he's not diving out of the way of a crop duster. If you look at the timeline, guys, and I'm going to show you that on my new fancy whiteboard, but if you look at the timeline, everything starts to make sense. And that's why these people who keep saying, oh, it's a great company, but it's a bad stock. I'm sick of it. I'm getting out of it. There was some guy arguing in the comments. He's like, this stock isn't going to do well over the next few years, so you'd be better off to just buy Verizon because Verizon pays a dividend. It's a value. I'm like, I own Verizon. I've owned Verizon for a long time. Nothing against Verizon, guys. I mean, if you are getting the impression I'm telling you to invest all your money in SoFi, you are completely mistaken. My largest holding for the millionth time is Microsoft. SoFi is, a large position for me, but I would never, put all my money in a growth stock that just started making money. And if you guys think about SoFi languishing for the last 2 years, it makes a ton of sense. They just started making money last quarter. The macro has been very questionable, so it really makes sense. They held it down to 450 level for a year, held it down 7 for another year. But if you look at where things are going, I think you'd be very, very foolish to give up and sell now. We're just at the beginning of an EPS explosion. And if you look at this look at this chart since the beginning of March till now we're getting into the end of May. This thing has held at this 7 level. I mean, this is very, very unusual on the SoFi chart. This thing has not held 3 months this close to one level for, I don't know. I can't find another place on the chart where it's done this. It's coming into this tight wedge. It's just dancing with the 50-day moving average. 150 is coming down to meet us. Is this thing going to explode to the upside now? My instincts say yes. My heart says yes. My corazon says yes. I forgot, guys. I haven't shared my screen. Sorry. Hello and welcome. Colombian Kingpin is here. Welcome and hello, guys. Sorry, I get to blabber and you know how it goes. Let me share my screen here. Let me put my head down here in the corner where I belong, down in the with the dunce cap. It's Danny Vegas. It's Danny Deals. Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry I forgot to share my screen there with you guys. Looking at the phone, looking at all kinds of things going on today. But SoFi sitting just above $7, down a wooden nickel on the day. But if you look at this chart, guys, this 3 months right along 7, pushing up against the 50-day moving average, actually crossed it several times there. I don't know. This chart really looks like it's going to make a move to the upside. You go back, 2 years almost exactly. That's where it stopped falling. Consolidated a year here, broke out to the upside, consolidated another year along 7. I mean, with the fair value of the stock, all the things happening with this stock, do you think it's reasonable that this stock is going to fall back down 4 and 5 level like a lot of people are saying? I don't think so. If you look at the put-call ratio, just back in January, it was all the way up here at 0.84, falling all the way to 0.52. So the bearish options bets are, falling by the wayside faster and faster. As far as news, there's no real big news on the stock. People buying in, people buying out, but everybody's talking about these loan sales. Mitsubishi Bank having a nice position on the stock is very welcome news. They say the shorts are giving up. Fintel's got it more, 18%. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Yesterday, exactly like today, tons of borrowing initially to kill the stock. They said they were borrowing about $7 million, and then just, they return right after hours, like $9 million to make it a negative day. Or this was more sort of right around this time, I guess, but this lags about an hour. So today it says they're borrowing another $6 million. Every day it says they borrow. Every day it says the borrowing goes down. So the data is just not really matching up. But what is a fact is cost to borrow remains near zero, and there's not going to be any short squeeze. Again, outside of you guys all playing pocket pool, there's not going to be any short squeeze with a cost to borrow at 0.46. Cost to borrow's got to be like 20% minimum. Some of these stocks get in 100% plus. This is not a huge short. You're not going to see a short squeeze. I'm sorry. I don't care what Jimmy Chitwood tells you. Take that how you see it. What's going on, Alberto Bertie Avilés? Welcome. What's up, White Feather RC? Good to see you. Maria Powell, good to see you as well. M. Russo's here. Hello and welcome, M. Russo. Like the low prices, 6 more weeks averaging down. Good stuff. Lars Brandt Nielsen. Hello and welcome, Lars Brandt Nielsen. I like your 3 names. Very distinguished. Colombian Kingpin. Hello and welcome. Nicholas Youngworth. You are so great. Back to your daily routine. Hey, I'm trying. I just got a lot of work to do, guys. So I am going to try to keep this one short. Going to pretty much ignore the comments, let Not a Lurker handle that. But if you see yesterday, guys, the short ratio, and this is something Felix watches quite carefully, and he explains it a lot better than I can. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist. This is high in the 50s. It's very high when it hits 60. Yesterday, 67. One of the highest I've seen on very, very low volume. And, again, Jimmy Chitwood from, I forget that guy's name. Everybody's Canadian. Everybody's young. Everybody's white. Everybody has the same little parted hairstyle. I can't tell these fucking Returders one from another, but they all talk about different stuff. Max Payne still at 7. Not a shock to see the stock. Algo held right at 7. But again, I don't think Returders are dumping here. Obviously, they're shooting for the stop loss at 7 today. I think they got it down to about 701. And then, somebody came in and defended the stock right here. I don't know who. Don't know if it was Noto. Don't know if it was ARK. Don't know if it was somebody else. But obviously, a little pop in the buying. Moderate volume. I wouldn't say moderate volume. I'd say actually low volume in comparison to anything else you've got going on. Hold on, guys. Got to take a quick break, and I will be right back with you. Let me pull up my whiteboard just so you turds can take a look at that, and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Hello, I'm back. Oh, that was exciting. Yeah, Santa Claus just showed up, brought me some gifts, some new neckties, a couple of things, some new visors. Great day. I wanted a new pair of glasses or a winter coat, but you take what you can get. I don't even wear neckties. Santa never listens to me. Anyway, guys, you can see my whiteboard. I don't know if you guys can hear me again. Hopefully these things are working. Not a lurker's disconnected. We want to see that beautiful bald head. Excuse me, shaved head. Excuse me, pardon me. I am not running for president at this time, Alberta Birdie Avalos, but if I do, if you want to write me in, feel free. Let's see. Vanyan Cruz is here. Ivan Gihon Cruz. Welcome and hello, Ivan. Billy Jack is here. Yep, we're going to have to wait a little more. We might have to wait a lot more. Whiteboard, does he think he's Uncle Bruce? I would not dare think that. Freddie Lafitte and his band with a beat is here. He likes Santa. We all like Santa. He's fat, he's a toper, he's jovial, he has a beard, he tells stories, he's fictional, he's a lot like Danny Deals. Except he brings good news once in a while, you freaking turds. Stock Karen wrote you guys a little, it's not a haiku, it's not really a poem. Don't buy the dip. People are talking about buying the dip on Shopify, getting a little dead cat. People are talking about buying the dip on Starbucks. I would buy one, I wouldn't buy the other. I could do a video on when to buy the dip. I like to see, it's kind of an IBD thing. I like to see, if a stock falls way down, 15%-ish recovery over at least a few days, hopefully longer and slower. You start to see, some support building, some buying pressure coming in. When it gets, if you want to swing turd it, if it gets to 15% recovery, swing turd it up to about 40 to 50% recovery. You're going to make a nice profit in a short amount of time, and that's where that recovery can often peter out. So if Shopify falls from, 80 to 60, and then it recovers back up to, 63, 64. Maybe you buy it. Maybe you run it up to 70. And then it may or may not run out of steam. Maybe you want to hold it long term. Who knows? I don't know. I did see that interview on Starbucks. Kramer. That CEO just seemed, lost in the dark, just deer in the headlights. He did not seem to have a really good plan. He did not seem to address the concerns with the pricing structure, sort of even outpacing anything from inflation. But anyway, guys, buying the dip is kind of a, it's a feel thing. It's like, why did it dip? Did it over dip? Is it just, a harbinger of more bad news? Is the dip, about to become a waterfall, a free fall? It's one of those things where you just have to analyze it on a case-by-case basis. People that see, big name stocks just take a huge fall, and they're like, I got to buy it. I got to buy the dip. It's going to be... So a lot of times, guys, these things dip for fundamental reasons, and their earnings are bad. And oftentimes, there's not just one bad ER. They're bad for a year, 2 years, and then it takes time to turn around. It takes time to formulate a restructuring plan, implement a restructuring plan. Just, usually that could take 6 quarters, 8 quarters. It's not something that happens over 1 or 2 quarters. So I think you have plenty of time on Starbucks, Shopify, some of these other stocks to, let them prove that they're getting the ship righted, and then go ahead and buy, because these are long-term stocks. This isn't something I want to swing turd, or God forbid day turd, or anything like that. What's going on, Maxwell, pal? I'm not full of shit like Catfish. I don't know if you're talking to me. Lars, I like Shopify, the company. I just want to see that these problems are one-offs, like people are saying. Actually, if you look at Shopify, a lot of their losses were because they were invested in companies like Affirm and some others. They're major stockholders. So when those stocks fell down, that really hit their bottom line. But if you look at some of their segments, they're healthy. So I like Shopify. I'm just saying, in terms of the momentum, the trend is your friend. You can't make it bend. It's going to be there to the end. a headache it will send. You just can't fight. They say don't try to catch a falling knife. I'm not saying Shopify is by any means a falling knife. I think it's a very, very good company. There's growth there, and I would definitely consider buying it, but I would just make sure it's done falling. Sometimes you get a little hitch where you get a recovery, you get a little bounce, and then it bleeds more downward and sideways. So I just don't think these bigger names, they're not super volatile for the most part. Shopify a little bit more than Starbucks, but don't rush in to buy the dip. It's look at the stock Karen quote. Don't buy the bottom of the waterfall. Let the water flow downhill past the rapids and get peaceful. And then in that nice little pond where, you can have a picnic and a swim, buy that dip. So anyway, guys, sorry to blah, blah so much. But what I really wanted to talk about was this here. Why is Noto really on script, and why he's not worried, and why people think the shorts are tormenting him and he's furious. It's all nonsense, guys. Noto is not an emotional little returder, wearing a dress. The guy understands what matters to him is out here, 2026 and beyond. That's where the stock options, the PSUs, the Rs, whatever they are, that's where the stock options come into play if they can get the stock up. Now, we're over here, guys. We just started making a profit. This red squiggle represents EPS. This is the timeline. We just hit gap net profit. Going to be gap net profit all year. Okay, rate cuts probably coming in at the end of the year through 2025. S&P 500 inclusion comes in at this same time. This is where we get into the meaty part of our EPS growth curve. And then SoFi restated, guidance 2026, 55 to 80 cents EPS. So think about it, guys. EPS is going to go from 1 to 2 cents a quarter right now. They're saying, 2 cents a quarter get us to sort of that 8 cents everybody's talking about for the year. 2025 is kind of that black mystery box where obviously, they're expecting tech to explode. That's the only way they get there. And then 2026, they're saying 55 to 80 cents. So I'm just taking, something on the lower end, 60 cents. That's 15 cents a quarter. So they're expecting EPS to go from roughly 2 cents a quarter right now to 15 cents a quarter, even as high as 20 cents a quarter. Think about it. They're saying the high end of guidance is, 80 cents. That's 20 cents EPS per quarter. We're currently sitting at about 2 cents. So in the next 2 years, and if you take the full year 2026, that's almost 3 years, they're talking about 10xing EPS. What do you think is going to happen to the stock price? How fast does the company have to be growing? They not only have to be getting the margins where they need to be, but they have to be growing the top line as well. It's the only way they're going to get there. And if you consider that Noto and team are always sandbagging, you have to be looking at the high end of this guidance. You have to ask yourself, how the hell are they going to get there? They're not going to make that much money off lending. Financial services isn't going to grow that fast. It has to be tech. It was always tech. It was always tech, you fucking turds. Anyway, don't thumbs up, guys. Don't like, don't subscribe. I actually don't believe Catfish is full of shit. I'm going to take exception, Maxwell Power 23. I'm not a day trader. I don't agree with every single thing, but actually I think Catfish is pretty smart and entertaining guy. So like me some Catfish. But anyway, guys, that's not neither here nor there. I would not expect you traders are for entertainment purposes only, and that's a very loose, generous definition. But and again, I'm asking you to examine your timeline. How does it make sense to sell right here? Right at the beginning of this growth curve of EPS, the explosion. That's all the market cares about. S&P 500, rate cuts, lending, originations, home loans, student loans, the wheel strategy are going to explode through here, and management needs a stock price up through here. And it lets them make these deals. It lets them make senior secured note deals. It lets them make a better deal for their counterparties. They're down here. They don't care. They're not retiring. And guys, I ask you, are you about to retire? Okay, what is your real timeline? Do you know how stocks move? I hate you guys. Noto's long, Danny's long, returders are donkey brain squirrel turds, masters of self-deception. You're not retiring. When are you retiring? I'll be lucky if I can retire in 10 years or more. So why do I care what SoFi does over the next couple of quarters? Why do I take it personally? Why am I so hurt? Oh, I'm going to give up. If you jump from stock to stock, people are like, oh, Robinhood just went way up. I'll jump to Robinhood. Oh, Nvidia is about to explode. I'll just jump to NVIDIA. Guys, you don't buy the stocks after they take a massive run up. You buy a stock that's consolidating, that's below the real value. You buy stocks that are undervalued. You don't go, oh, that stock's languished for a couple years. That's a great time to buy. It's about to explode upward. Look at the chart. How the hell do you get to 80 cents EPS? That's 20 cents a quarter. We're at 2 cents. That's what management's telling you. Management has underpromised and over-delivered. What if they get to $1? The top line will have to be growing at least 25% to get there. I've done some napkin math, like Warren Red Balls. Okay? Oh, Noto and team are cooking up something in the credit card area. That's good. I mean, guys, Tanner made a really good video on Robinhood. I know he likes Robinhood. He's bullish Robinhood. And I have to admit, it's been obviously a very nice run. They have a ton of interest in this gold card. They're not a bank. They don't issue the card. It's issued by someone called Coastal Community Bank. And, at the end of the day, credit cards are a tough business. Yes, it's going to bring in members. And yes, that's very important. But, thanks, bro. Yes, they're going to... Sorry, my associate just left the office out to check on some issues and was trying to say what's up. But anyway, guys, remember that Bud Light, what's up? Oh, that was some obnoxious stuff. Anyway, guys, don't want to go there. Don't want to get any stupid memes going. White Feather RC already retired, so he's like 5 steps ahead of the game. Got himself a beautiful cowboy hat. He is basically living his best life, killing it. Is SoFi still SoFi, and so why? A premium the option, I really like the stock. So many reasons. They're just doing things completely different. It's like the anti-Robinhood pushing. SoFi gives 2% if you push the credit card into. I don't see Robinhood giving 3% back on everything and then 5% back on travel. Is the membership they bring in going to make them enough money? Is payment for order flow a durable, long-term business model over many, many years? Credit cards sure as hell isn't. They're not going to be able to compete in that business. I know they think they are, but some of these young people are pretty savvy. They change credit card balances. They might come in, just exploit that 3%, 5% for travel. Might give Robinhood nothing. They might pay those bills on time. I mean... It's a very, very tough business. And then you're taking on, issuing a massive amount of credit cards into record debt. I mean, I keep reading these articles about how much, consumer debt there is in the economy, how so many people are maxed out. Are they only giving this to the people that very best credit or just whoever wants to pay them the $7? I mean, people are paying $700 a year for the American Express Platinum, but that comes with real benefits. I mean, this Robinhood card, I mean, yeah, the 3% back is huge, but I don't know that that's sustainable. If that business gets really, really big and you're giving 3% and 5% back on everything, you're going to be looking at probably pretty significant defaults because these people are day traders. I mean, Robinhood, I like Robinhood in terms of the interface, in terms of all the functionality, but I think it's ridiculous the announcement SoFi comes out with in terms of like NBA deal, IPOs, private equity, these, all these deals they're making. And they're probably, I think, not too far away from announcing business banking, but Robinhood announces a credit card and just basically lights the world on fire. And it was very, very effective presentation. I read an article about all the media they got and then got CNBC, and it's like, but the interview they do with Noto, it's like so dour. And the interview they do with Vlad, it's like this cheerleader event. Like I said, the redesign of the app, it makes it look like a casino. It just scares me long term. It scares me long term. But I'm trying to figure out, why are people saying, hey, dump now and buy, Verizon or whatever else, or, an index fund or whatever you want to buy? Why would you be in the stock for these 2 years and hold through all this? And then when management is telling us the EPS is about to explode over the next couple of years, then you're going to dump the stock and go into a value stock. I believe in value stocks. I have some dividend stocks, more on the ETF side, SCHD, VIG, all that bullshit, JPI, JPQ. I have a little bit of that. I like some monthly income coming in, but, I'm more of a growth stock guy. Sorry, frog in my throat. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello and welcome. It is un poco Moss. More like I poo. I poo. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's been a long road. If you bought this thing 10, you bought this thing 12, you bought this thing at 15, you're sitting at 7. Nothing I say is going to change those numbers. Nothing I say is going to change what's in your account. But I'm just asking you to think about the timeline. Think about what's going to happen through 2025. I believe rate cuts. I believe S&P 500 inclusion. Noto needs to stock up 2026, 2027, 2028. Do you think Noto is just along for the ride, just a passive observer? He doesn't have any plan of how to do that. I mean, math is math, guys. But anyway, so we saw the short interest. I'll give you guys another update on that live short interest because I know you guys love that like crack. It's like your crack. What's that live short interest, Danny? Like we can interpret that or do anything with it. But really, the not the important thing is that they're borrowing another 6 million shares. It's that the cost to borrow stays damn near zero. Average is 1, and that's actually high. I mean, it's usually 0.4 or something, but it's still less than 1, and the max is 4%. So that is not short squeeze territory again, and you're not getting a short squeeze unless you're playing pocket pool. It reminds me of Sports Center when they used to say, if you're scoring at home, or even if you're alone. And then KBW reiterates the market perform at 750, which again is upside from here. So Timothy Sweeney now. It's not even Michael Prito, the bald, bowling ball-headed pit bull. It looks like a third-rate mafioso. Now they got some guy, Tim Sweeney. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't even know how to make fun of him. Tim Sweeney, you're such a big weenie. I don't know. There you go. But anyway, KBW coming in with another call at $7.50. Not particularly shocking. They're always right there along with Morgan Fudley. One of the things I was reading that was interesting was Morgan Fudley, this big, I think it was Morgan Stanley. Maybe it was somebody else. If so, I stand corrected. This huge downgrade on NEO and then accumulated like 10 million shares of NEO in Q1 after they did the massive downgrade. So accumulated a bunch of long shares. Steven, where was UB this morning? Not sure, guys. A lot of Uncle Bruce people would tell you I had some at 24, never choose a gross. Yeah, 24 was a very bad time to buy the stock, Air Force. Yeah, way before it was making any money. Keeping us up to date. You're always welcome, Klaus. Hope you are enjoying life back on the left coast. No longer a Branson bound. Some sold when I got 28. Yeah, I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't flip some shares, but got in at 21. Bruce said it was a buy. Yeah, I mean, guys, I have never advocated buying this stock over 10. Never. Any SPAC. I mean, SPAC like Hylian I bought and I sold at like 40 or something. NEO I sold a lot, not all my shares, but a lot at like 50. So if things go up irrationally and they're not making any money and they're a long time from making any money, sell them. You can buy back in later. Like a SPAC that's just not making any money. There's all these vampire shares, Chamath, and all these other bastards are just sucking equity out of the company for doing absolutely nothing. I mean, Chamath still has more shares than Noto. Chamath. I mean, I know it's not reality and I'm not a lawyer and this isn't a serious thing, but how is that guy not in jail? He just putting out these garbage companies. I mean, SoFi is the best thing that ever happened to that little self-righteous sack of shit. And he's like, I'm for the environment. I'm for people. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Right here, buddy. Right here. Anyway, guys, Caldas de Reina Rio Mejor with 3 hellos. Hello and welcome, Caldas. Hello and welcome. Still up in Seattle. I'll keep that in mind for the next crazy thing that happens in 10 years. Yeah, keep it in mind. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Just file it away for later. You got that going for you, which is nice. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. That's kind of really just all I wanted to say today was that keep the timeline in mind. Like, we cannot drive the bus, guys. We cannot decide how fast the bus goes. We cannot decide the route the bus takes. Sometimes the bus backs up. Sometimes the bus breaks down and stalls for a long period of time. All we can do is decide when do we get on the bus and when do we get off the bus. You don't want to get on the bus way up here at 28 and get off the bus down here at 7. You decide when you and your money get on and off the bus. All you have to do is not do what the market makers want. They're consolidating at 7. They keep banging it off 7 because they want you to sell at 7. God damn it. And God damn it, a life for a life. Anyway, guys, I don't know. Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. Pretty close to goodbye and FU, but for right now, again, hello and welcome. Let's get another, but just Think of it. This is all the meaty good stuff. These losses, these, all the FUD, the student loans, that's all over here. That's all gone. We're about to get into the gravy. If you jump stock to stock, you're always going to miss it. You're always going to be chasing the highs. You're always going to be chasing, FOMO. You chase FOMO and then you sell on FUD. You're always going to be getting killed. It's just not how it works. I showed you the other day, Microsoft, what's the other stock I showed you? Amazon. They both stayed at almost the exact same level at the lows for after crashes for 10 years. And you weak-kneed, weak-hand bastards cannot hold up for 2 years? Have you even been in this market? Do you guys have any gray hair? Do you guys have back pain? Do you guys have night terrors about the investments you've made? Do you guys have crow's feet? Right here. Gets you here. Gets you right here. Like A1 steak sauce, motherfuckers. I don't know why I'm so angry, but I got to get off this and get back to work. I have important things to type up for Princess J, by the way. I love you, sweetheart. Cutes, once again, like to thank Not a Lurker and J Money and also Alberto Berti Aviles for wielding the wrench with discretion. Much like the Russian secret police, they're stern, but they're fair, to quote Chris Pontius. Anyway, Catfish also pointed out some firms have been downgrading so far and then purchasing. Absolutely, Maria. Now, listen, I want you weak sacks of shit to sell this stock. If you're one of these people that's just, I'm tired. I'm just so tired. I'm out of patience. Get out. Get out and let the stock move up. Your mealy-mouthed bullshit is not helping us. Oh, let me buy a few short-term calls. Let me just feed some more money to the market makers. You guys are useless. You guys are absolutely useless. Think about what you're doing. Think about where SoFi is going. Yes, Robinhood had a run. Palantir had a run. NVIDIA had a huge run. Maybe you missed it. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're bitter. Maybe you're filled with forlorn regret for days gone by and loves lost. I don't really give a shit. Like, take your loss, do whatever you want to do. Sell SoFi. There's your pump. I'm a huge pumper. Sell, you weak-kneed, donkey-brained turds. Ugh! I wanted to go back to full frame so I could just reiterate my disgust with you turds. I hate you guys. Never, ever, ever like and subscribe. Do not thumbs up. Go watch Stock Mo. I think you're really going to like what he's got for you. Oh, God. Some of these people make me absolutely sick. Peace.